Hey everybody, this is Claire, and this is not quite Small Joyful Things, but this is a video I thought I would just do because I personally think you guys may find it interesting. So for reference, I've been putting up videos and I've been kind of buying and selling vintage stuff since about October 2020. I don't do it very seriously. I go to like a thrift store maybe on the weekends, and I go to one or two if I'm like doing a lot. I may go once or twice during the week as well. I have a full-time job already. I am a senior full stack web developer. I actually haven't been putting up videos for the last few days simply because I've been incredibly busy at work, and I've been doing very, very long hours, and it's kind of made it almost impossible to actually do like any of this. But anyway, I just thought to kind of make up for this, I thought I would kind of talk a little bit about kind of the business side of this kind of thing, because obviously I buy a lot of things that I find interesting that I kind of like I want to make videos about, but I then have to kind of consider whether they can be sold or whether I'm donating them or whatever. And I was initially tracking all of this stuff using Google Docs, just using a spreadsheet, and once I got past about like 200 items, like it just stopped working. And the nice thing about being a web developer is that if there is not an app for whatever you want to do, well, there will be soon, because I can basically just build anything I want. So I built an application solely to track and help organize all of the stuff that I actually find, and I kind of track like how much I bought it for and where did I get it and a few other things, and then what I'm actually going to do with it. And the application that I built is this, and it's called Magpie, because I just thought that was funny. So effectively, I just have this application where I have I have all the things that I buy kind of loaded in here. I can add the lots and whatever, and I'm generally just putting in like one thing at a time, and I give it pictures and everything as well. These are some of my more recent ones. I have stuff marked with like, is it like has a YouTube video been done on already? This one has. I have a Blue Mountain pottery jug that I haven't done a video on yet. There's the Sour Bee Blue Glass Rose Bowl that I've definitely done a video on. And I built like this thing here so that if you wanted to, I could just take a look at what pictures do I have. Do I have a little video of it here as well? This is for Etsy. Etsy encourages the use of like these little, like, I think it's 5 to 15 second kind of like GIF videos on all of their orders. They really encourage it. So anyway, I set this up so that I can keep track of like what I have, when did I get it, when does it gone, and then where did I get it from, where it's going to be going to, and then what are the listings on it. The pomponettes, because they're a modern piece, they have to go on eBay. I've worked out that there you go, there's I spent $5.98 on total of them. These are quite unusual and rare. They're still being sold now. They're worth about $100 Canadian. I'm selling them for $100 US. I may get lucky. I may accept an offer. I don't know. But I also do things like I track like what pieces are there, which is just like I've got just the flutes and the size. I have to measure everything. It's very important in listings to actually include measurements. And again, like I said before, I find measurements to be really useful when I want to identify things as well. And I've got other things as well. Here's the Lancaster Sandline Creamer set. Same thing, it's up on Etsy right now. I don't have a worth in right back because I'm not sure of it. I think I put it up for $40. In this case, there's more than one item because it's a sugar bowl and a creamer set, and they obviously have their own sizes. And same deal here. So the entire point of this is just to keep track really of everything. I can search for stuff, and I can check what needs video, and you can see that I've just got a list of things here that I haven't done a video on yet. The brown jug double spout is kind of interesting. I still don't really like know a whole lot about that. It was just something I picked up on a whim, and it's kind of too heavy to ship anywhere. But for $4, I was like, that's too cool not to get. And I have a bunch of other stuff that just kind of, what needs listing. I have a bunch of stuff that I haven't listed yet, obviously. I'm not good at it. So apart from that, I also have everything that's exited, and this is stuff that's actually been sold or donated or otherwise kind of gotten rid of. So that was like one that's sold. This is all just kind of stuff that's sold. I have a few here. This is the splattered glass pitcher, which turned out to be broken, and that got donated. I keep track of as much as possible. And it's like I've tried to get photos of everything and measurements for everything. That is the Czech Vanity water bottle with like glass disease. Essentially, it was a sick glass. It was never going to be. That's kind of an old thing. It's not worth 100, unfortunately. But that went to donation. These were some items in the lot that I bought from Maxhold, which is an estate sale lot. They went to donation. I just did the research on them. They weren't worth anything, so, and they weren't really interesting as well. I kept the pieces that I wanted to do things on instead. Okay, so part of the reason that I wanted to show this to you guys is that, okay, I've been doing this now since October 2020. So I've been doing this for a while. I have quite a number of items. I don't keep track of them. I have a lot of orders, and this is essentially how I track my orders as well. I add all of my orders, things that actually sold, into my system so that I can keep track of obviously how much everything costs and what shipping costs and everything, and then try to work out what the profit is per item. And it'll give you some, and I don't do this for, I don't do this professionally. This is just kind of a hobby that I do. I don't really care if anybody knows how much money I make. The answer is basically nothing. Because it's not my job. I'm just doing it for fun. And yeah. So these are all of my orders. You can see I don't actually make a whole lot of money because I usually get, shipping is not fun. But I mean, it is what it is. It's like, you can't really do anything about it. For really kind of cool, unusual little, like that was the Alan Grout half circle trinket box. That one was just an incredibly cool, like you see I bought it for $6 and ended up selling it for 40, but then the shipping cost wasn't too bad. That was an Etsy sale. But like unusual kind of pottery seems to do pretty well for me. I don't know. So anyway, apart from that, the one thing that I wanted to show you guys is this. I have an administration section, and all it does is kind of track things like where are my sources, because I need to keep track of them, the destinations, and then kind of the fee types that I can pay and everything. But here is basically the raw numbers of like everything that I've done now since October last year. And I'm in the red by $160. Like I've sold $2,582 worth of stuff at a cost of, $1,583, whatever. And then the buyers, basically that's the cost that I've gotten back for shipping, but the real shipping cost has been higher because I do free shipping on Etsy. And then things like the fees, which is the fees on Etsy and eBay, and expenses includes things like buying boxes. Yeah, they're the different fees. I'm going to go back here and I'll show you here my expenses. Yeah, there we go. So I had to refund an order because the Mermaid cheese dish was broken in transit. I'm still waiting to hear back about that. I had to file insurance for it. And then like boxes, getting an appraisal, getting more boxes, getting more appraisals. So yeah, my expenses are not a whole lot, and again, this is all in Canadian dollars. But I just wanted to show you guys and give you an idea of like, can you actually make money doing this? To be honest, I don't really know, because I don't. I'm in the hole by 160. Like, not for lack of trying, and I like to think, obviously I know what's good, I know what's valuable. And I mean, just my numbers alone mean that it's kind of pretty clear. I kind of win more than I lose, which is really what I want more than anything else. But I'm just going to basically take all of this with a word of warning that like I don't do it very seriously, and I'm still kind of not making money at all because I haven't sold enough. I have a lot of stuff that's still obviously up on eBay and Etsy. It's just that you need to be kind of posting a lot more than what I do. I maybe post items kind of once a week, and that's just all at once. I think that I would probably be making a lot more money if I had the time to post like new stuff every single day. I just can't do that, obviously. I've got a full-time job. But yeah, like if this is, like, I mean, make of it what you will. I think that you can make money doing this. I personally will not, because I just don't have the time and I already have a full-time job. But if you do actually want to get into this thing, like, it's possible if you've got an eye for the good stuff. Because again, I've only spent like $1,500, and that's in total. Like right now, my total costs of everything that I've bought since October of walking into thrift stores. I spent $1,500 so far on the items that I've been making videos about, and I've sold quite a bit more than that. I'm just basically losing out because the fees, expenses, and shipping is just kind of, kicking my ass right now. Like, and it's not a whole lot of money, by the way. It's just a really pathetic amount of money. It's about $1,000 if you're kind of just nixing out everything else. And I don't count things like my own time or the cost of like actually driving to thrift stores as well. And kind of having a car is basically mandatory if I think for this kind of thing. I don't think you'd be able to do it if you didn't. So yeah. So here you go. This is basically the situation. This is my like this is basically the web application I created solely to track like all of my stuff, and to kind of figure out like what I've got, and have I put videos up on it yet, and have I sold it, and then what did I sell it for, and then research and everything as well. The cool thing about having the system that I built myself is that I store information on everything that I get. Like I store my notes, which is my links and everything about like what information I found out, and then I can keep an eye on my listings, and like there's a lot of information here. It's just my own personal little database, and I really kind of like that's really useful for me personally. So yeah, I know that this probably isn't what you're expecting today. Thanks very much for watching. I'm going to hopefully get back to making the usual videos and, showing you guys some of the cool stuff that I found. So, thanks very much, and I'll... Okay, bye-bye.